Pedicures are a great treatment for relaxing the feet and making sure they feel as soft as possible and look as healthy and attractive as you wish. The most important part of a pedicure is making sure that you're healthy and fit for treatment. And once you are, we can start by relaxing and soaking the feet. Once the feet have been soaked, we can file in many ways. We can use a manual file on damp skin, working in one direction and not over-filing the area, and this helps to remove any visible dry skin. Calloused areas in particular can be the heels, can sometimes be the sides of the feet, and also the pressure in the central area, sometimes called the ball of the foot. And we can take our time to remove this. When we file the nails on the feet, we can use glass files or we can use emery boards. The difference is we have to use the coarse side because the nails on the feet do tend to be tougher and thicker, but we work in the same way as we do for the hands, from the outside to the middle, one direction to the other. And if we need to reduce the length, then we apply the tiniest bit of pressure, and then just to even off the sides, we lighten that pressure. We don't want to encourage ingrown toenails, so we're aiming for one size, which is straight across with a softened edge. Cuticles on the toes can grow substantially up the nail, so we want to make sure that the cuticles are healthy, clean and in condition. So we can neaten the cuticles by using a product on an orangewood stick with some cotton wool, and this can be a remover product or a softening product, and we work along the base of the cuticles, applying this and following the manufacturer's instructions. When it's time to work on the cuticles, we work on one toe at a time, and we very gently work with an orangewood stick or a hoof stick to push down the cuticle and gently remove anything which is growing up the nail plate. It's a soft but firm touch for this, and don't apply too much pressure. Keep the nails tidy at all times. Keep using dampened cotton pads to keep that nail plate clean. And then if you need to, you can very carefully work with your cuticle knife flat against the nail plate and never piercing on it or working in a sawing motion, and just work incredibly carefully in small circles to catch and remove any residue of cuticle still on the nail plate. Don't work on a dry nail or you could scratch it, and don't be afraid to dampen that nail with damp cotton pads if you feel you need to. Take your time and don't cut, just work with the blade flat against it. We don't use cuticle nippers as much as we used to now, but if there's a hangnail or exceptionally long cuticles, you can use them with caution. But please make sure that you're very careful when you use them. And if your client has any ailments or they use any medications where they may bleed easily, the advice is to omit this part. There's a belief now that trimming the cuticles is counterproductive. So please be guided by your own choices and what you feel is right. When the nail work's done, we can help to improve the appearance and condition of the foot by using a foot scrub treatment. This can help to brighten to remove dead skin, to soften coarse areas, and by boosting that circulation, the foot will feel and look much healthier. Don't forget to work in between the toes, and lots of circular movements will really help to boost that circulation and help to desquamate a notoriously dry area of the body. This should feel very relaxing too, and just don't forget to work all over that foot. Different areas are dry in different people, and when it's time to remove, you can either pop the foot into water or you can use damp sponges and remove in nice even strokes. We can apply a foot mask to further nourish and moisturise the skin. Some masks have peppermint in and are very cooling, some are heating, and some are intensively moisturising. And to add to the benefits of a mask and to encourage the absorption and to boost hydration, we can wrap the foot in hot towels, in cling film, or even in a booty, a heated booty, just to really encourage maximum luxuriation. This is a lovely element of any pedicure if you choose to make it as luxurious as possible. And again, cover that foot, raise the foot up, get into the driest parts of the heel, and you'll see the difference. Normally 10-15 minutes is all that's required to see a really noticeable difference and to feel that difference too. So if the instructions allow it for the product, get some heat in there too, and when it's time, use those sponges in warm water to remove that product and prepare for painting the nails. Now, we don't tend to buff the toenails as we don't want to encourage quicker growth, but you can very gently buff if there are ridges present. When it's time to paint, most likely the nails may not be easy to get to individually, and some of the toes may naturally move towards each other. So you can separate the toes with separators, or you can separate them with little bits of cotton wool, but you want to make sure that those toes individually get a chance to dry and don't run into each other. At this point, if your client had shoes to put on, you would ask them if they wanted to wear an open-toed shoe or a flip-flop to make sure that there'll be no smudges when it's time to go. And then we start with our base coat, and this can be a basic clear coat and you can stop there, or it can be a strengthener or a hydrator or a targeted product. But either way, this will protect the nails when the colour goes on. When it's time to apply the colour, take your time. Aim for your strips. Don't overload your brush, and don't flood the cuticle. But if you do make any mistakes, or if a nail is so tiny that you can't avoid the skin, then simply tidy the skin as you go with a cotton bud dipped in remover. And if you want the colour to last a bit longer, you can very gently paint a line just under the free edge. But that may not always be possible if it's a short nail. Remember, you can use a top coat and a quick dry product. Sometimes quick dry products can be droplets, oils, sprays, and this may help if you have to make sure that the nails are dry in a speedy manner. don't forget that top coat. A top coat ensures longevity and a nice bright colour which lasts for weeks. And that is an easy pedicure technique.